at this pies and cakes video. I know Prep Aussie's looked at that as well, but this is the earlier one. This is the one he calls Does This Look Right? This was posted on the 16th of January, and I just want you to look up into this corner up here and see that. Let's see if we can pick it up. This here. Now this turns into what Prep's been calling an asteroid. I have no idea what it is, but I think that's a fair enough description at this stage. Let's just make sure we're seeing it. But you'll see that, let's just pick it up a bit better. Doesn't look much there. When I first saw it, I have to say it looked like the winged planet coming in. And if we just muck around with the contrast, colour, maybe some brightness, and no, not really helping us. Okay. Anyway, so I'm just going to quickly flip through. Now, I want you to notice where this is in relation to the sun, way off over here. Let's just flip this through. Where are we here? You can see it popping in and out. I just want to bring it back up to here. Okay, that's my mouse moving around. As you can probably tell, I'm trying to highlight this thing. Anyway, keep moving. In the interest of quick video is a good video. What am I trying to do here? Alright, there it is again. Again, looks like the winged planet, right? Perhaps, let's go, keep going. You'll see it just on the edge of the screen. It's there because Bob wasn't looking to see what he was filming. He was filming the sun, so he's busy filming the sun there. And now, I think we're just about at the stage where we can move this forward frame by frame. Maybe again, go it forward. Well, I'll play. It's hard to catch it. Okay, so this now looks like it's the start of the asteroid. Now, remembering the sun is the asteroid. Pies and Cakes took this video the same day he put up the other one that Prep Aussie has had a look at, and which does show this asteroid in much more detail. So let's just flip ahead now to the next one. Okay, now this is the one called the 17th of January 2017, but in fact they're both taken on the same day. Again, you'll see now the sun coming across, the asteroid moving across the sun. Let's just pull this ahead. Have a look at it here. There's nothing I can actually do to the colours that make it stand out anymore. You'll still see it's roughly the same length all the time. If I change it to this colour here, it will help us as we go through. Distinguish the next features. So let's just pull this forward. You can see that it's moving towards the sun. It's getting closer. It was over here. It's now moving towards it. If you just have a look at the time down here, the 1:10 this is only a 6-minute or 7-minute video. And in that time, what I'm going to show you is it moved from here to just past the top of the sun in that time. So we just quickly pull it forward. I'll put up a link to Pies and Cakes video, and you can check this out for yourself if you haven't already seen it. It's an amazing piece of footage. He was so lucky to capture all of this. See, it's getting closer to the sun. Okay, now what we're seeing here is the development of what I first thought was a planet. I'm not convinced it's not, and I'm not convinced that it is. I'm just going to point it out to you. there's something that appears to be like an orb, and interestingly it stays in this position to the tail of this asteroid. It stays in this position, but it also stays in position of this V as it moves across. So that gives me now the impression that this is probably light from the sun. This is the setting sun, shining on the underneath of possibly a cloud, but nevertheless it had me fooled, and I thought it was an amazing capture. You'll see it's still in the same position. Let's just zoom in again so you can see what, it's hard to tell what it is in that position, but nevertheless. Okay, let's just keep moving this along. You'll see it's getting closer to the sun. Okay, let's get beyond my... Okay, so here's the V in the chemtrails, the end of the tail of this asteroid. This is the lens flare over here, and this thing just continues to, I don't know, it's hard to, but it certainly looks like it's something that's being dragged along by that asteroid, but I know that I'm probably squinting and seeing things that aren't really there. Anyway, let's just move this on. You'll see it's getting closer and closer to the sun. It's that object's still there, and now there's a bit of a cloud. Okay, we're getting there. And again, almost above the sun now. And almost to the end of Bob's 6:26 out of 6:56, 30 seconds to the end. It's above the sun, but this is moved across as well. So this whole lot is moved in relation to the sun, the asteroid, this whatever it is. It's very unusual because it's retained its shape. But then again, so have these chemtrails. Just to give you, again, going back to what Piesand Cakes was actually showing us in his, that's what it looked like. And if we move forward to almost the end of this video now, you can see it's just passing the, let's see if we can get this last shot, just passing the sun off to the left. Okay, I'll put a link to this and you can have a look for yourself, but I found that fascinating. Anyway, and now I'm going to move on to a video that Spaulding put out, and this one I found really difficult to determine what it might be. I think this is a very interesting, let me just slow this down to half speed so you can see for yourself what happens to be appearing in this sort of opening in the clouds. So you can call this what you like, but it doesn't look to me like the form of a cloud, but it may well be. But I want you to note this thing here that is going to move across this particular, what I'm calling an orb at this stage. And again, I'll stop this and let's get something that we can actually see a little closer. Don't want to get it too bright. Let's have a look at this. So I know that, but I'm just trying to identify that this seems to be something with the sun shining off the top of it. This here appears to be another orb behind it moving across from left to right. There also appears to be some action down here that again could look like orbs. I accept the argument they're just clouds, but this one is a bit harder because these look almost solid in appearance. And here's the title of Spaulding's video, by the way. I'll put a link again in the bottom, but just look at the action happening in here. See, this now has moved across almost appears as though there's another orb down the bottom here. But, again, I'm leaving this up to you guys. I'm not going to tell you what you're seeing, but it certainly is interesting. There's a lot of other interesting things in this particular video, but I'm just concentrating on this because this was the one that really captured my attention. It still seems to be solid. Everything else seems to be fluffy. This seems to be solid. This behind seems to be solid, reflecting light. 7 points out that this is facing due west, so the sun is coming down in this particular piece of, as you can see in here, the sun's setting. I don't think it's down in this section yet. I think it's behind this fairly heavy cloud. And at that point, we'll keep going. Right, at this point we'll stop it and have a look at this. Seriously, clouds can look like puppy dogs and pussycats, I know that. But that does not look like a cloud. That looks like a planet to me, moving behind another planet. And let's just finish this off. I'm doing a double take on this, sorry. Showing you again. If I bring this back to the sanded colour and what the actual sky was looking at, it's very hard to tell, but taking it back as I had it before, it does give you a better idea of. And then this bit here is the bit that Prep has already shown you, and this is as we swing around to due east and whatever this massive thing is in the sky here. And again, we can play with it a bit, but it doesn't help, only just helps define the shape. Only helps define the shape. Now again, yeah, I understand people are going to say, yeah, it's just the way the cloud is and it's just the sun, but this is due east, the sun's setting over behind us now, the way we're looking at in the west. So, that's my take on it. I'll be interested in hearing what you guys have to say. Cheers. Hey guys, I'm having a quick look at this pies and cakes video. I know Prep Aussie's looked at that as well, but this is the earlier one. This is the one he calls Does This Look Right? This was posted on the 16th of January. And I just want you to look up into this corner up here and see that. Let's see if we can pick it up. This here. Now this turns into what Prep's been calling an asteroid. I have no idea what it is, but I think that's a fair enough description at this stage. Let's just make sure we're seeing it. But you'll see that, let's just pick it up a bit better. Doesn't look much there. When I first saw it, I have to say it looked like a winged planet coming in. And if we just muck around with the contrast, colour, maybe some brightness, and no, not really helping us. Okay. Anyway, so I'm just going to quickly flip through. Now, I want you to notice where this is in relation to the sun, way off over here. Let's just flip this through. Where are we here? You can see it popping in and out. I just want to bring it back up to here. Okay, that's my mouse moving around. As you can probably tell, I'm trying to highlight this thing. Anyway, keep moving. In the interest of quick video is a good video.